Hi, I'm Dr. Carolyn Lentzsch-Parcells. I'm a board-certified pediatrician practicing adolescent medicine here in Fort Worth, and I am ready to take on the internet. How is ADHD caused? Those top 4 Google results that I looked at, actually I was really impressed. I was kind of surprised. All 4 of them were actually very accurate and provided really good information that I think parents, even teachers, other community members could really learn a lot about ADHD, where it comes from, where it doesn't come from, and things that can contribute to it. I actually answer this question all the time in my clinic. It's actually primarily genetic, which means that for the most part, it's inherited from family members. So from a mom or dad or from both parents. There are some environmental factors that we think may contribute in certain circumstances, but in the vast majority of cases, ADHD is just simply genetic. What foods should be avoided with ADHD? There's actually a lot of debate right now. There's a lot on the internet, and a lot of the top 4 kind of answers that we looked at suggested things like avoiding sugar or avoiding certain additives, certain food colors, things like this. So what we do know is a healthy diet is good for everyone, right? And children with ADHD are no different. High protein breakfast, protein and fiber, which helps kind of continue that energy across the day, is going to be beneficial for them just like it is for other people. It might actually be more beneficial, but we're still looking into that. There are things where there's really interesting research going on right now, such as in magnesium and zinc. Those things may prove to be beneficial for kids with ADHD. We just don't have all the data yet. As far as elimination diets are concerned, this is where I get a little concerned. Most of the data shows us that the vast majority of kids who have ADHD are not going to benefit from an elimination diet. Yes, there are kids who may have food allergies or kids who have celiac disease, which is a condition where they can't tolerate gluten. And for those kids, when they take in those foods, it could affect their concentration, their ability to focus, their behavior. But the vast majority of kids with ADHD, at least with the data we have so far, are not going to see a benefit with an elimination diet. Furthermore, these are kids who need nutrients. They need varying array of foods for proper development and for proper health. And if we start taking away some of those foods, then they can start to lose weight, they might not be getting all the nutrition they need, and that in and of itself can cause behavioral issues. So until we have more data on elimination diets, that one, not so sure. Does ADHD go away? So originally, when we were first kind of learning about ADHD and really describing it, there was some thought that ADHD went away as people grew into adulthood. We now know that that is not really the case. There are certainly folks who will grow out of some of their symptoms, sort of, I guess is a good way of putting it, or as our brain develops, some of these symptoms change. So for example, you're going to be less likely to see hyperactivity in an older adolescent, young adult, or adult than you are to see that in a younger person. But that's not to say that they don't still struggle with the challenges of ADHD. And in fact, those struggles can vary throughout life. Some of that is based on brain development, but some of that can also be life stressors or other complicating or environmental factors. There are folks who may need medicine throughout their lives. There are folks who may need medication on and off. There may be folks who, even though they still have their ADHD and they still struggle with it some, are able to manage without medication as they get older. It just depends. But as far as growing out of it, most of us would tell you, no, we don't grow out of it. If you have concerns about ADHD, what questions should you bring to your physician? The first is just whatever your biggest concern is. What is it that you're concerned about or scared about or really need to have some reassurance on so that your physician knows kind of how to communicate with you and where to focus and what resources to give you. The other questions that we're gonna have is, what are the concerning behaviors that you see? Why do you feel like this might be ADHD? Does this run in your family? And what are the symptoms you see at school versus at home versus with friends? Are there differences? or are there challenges that you're seeing across all of those areas?